What if the only way to save your daughter from a corrupt, child-stealing system was to open a brothel? That's the premise of Kathryn Stockett's brand new novel, The Calamity Club, from the best-selling author of The Help. Set in Mississippi in 1933, this book follows two women on opposite ends of desperation. One is an 11-year-old orphan who doesn't even know the biggest secret about her own life. The other is a grown woman willing to risk prison, scandal, and her own soul just to get her child back. Along the way, you'll meet a lineup of unforgettable women, prostitutes with hearts of gold, a chairlady who might be one of the most chilling villains we've covered all year, a marriage falling apart in real time, and a tragedy that completely reshapes the back half of the story. By the end, you'll understand exactly why this book is being called darkly funny, devastating, and impossible to put down, all at once. Let's break it all down, chapter by chapter. Our story is told from two alternating points of view. The first is Meg, real name Margot LaFleur, an 11-year-old at the Lafayette County Orphan Asylum for Girls in Oxford, Mississippi. The place is run by Garnett Pittman, a woman Meg nicknames the Big Phony, along with her two enforcers, the fat ass, Miss Pripp, and the esquisser, Miss Frances, who, in a small world twist, turns out to be Birdie's own sister. Garnett has singled Meg out for special cruelty. She's isolated in a moldy back office, called dirty and filthy, denied schooling, denied mail, and separated from the other girls, including her best friend Ava, who's already been shipped off to a cannery work program. Garnett is clearly grooming Meg for that same fate the moment she turns 12. We also get Meg's backstory in pieces. Her single mother, Charlie, worked at a Memphis dance hall and was eventually run out of jobs by anonymous switched letters. One winter, Charlie went into town and never came back, leaving 9-year-old Meg alone in a freezing house for almost a week, burning books and furniture for warmth, eating spoiled food, while a neighbor named Ophelia froze to death nearby. Eventually, local Dr. Welty Pittman, yes, Garnett's husband, found Meg and brought her to the orphanage. Meg believes her mother simply abandoned her. She's wrong. Our second narrator is Birdie Calhoun, 24 and unmarried, from the small Delta town of Footley. Her family is broke and facing back property taxes, so she travels to Oxford to ask her wealthy sister Frances, now married into the prominent Tartt banking family, for a loan. Frances lives at Idlewild, a grand estate, with her husband Rory and mother-in-law, Mrs. Victoria Tartt. While waiting on Frances and Rory, Birdie ends up helping with the orphanage's bookkeeping, and that's how she meets Meg. The two form a fast bond, and Birdie secretly scrubs and repaints Meg's disgusting little office a cheerful baby blue, a small act of kindness that matters far more than Birdie realizes at the time. Birdie also starts learning who Garnett really is. During a bourbon-soaked bridge night, Mrs. Tartt fills her in. Garnett became chairlady of the orphanage only about 18 months ago, pushing out the longtime chairlady, Mary Pepper. Now Garnett is running for president of Mississippi's Anti-Vice League, allied with a doctor from the Ellisville Institution, building a crusade around so-called feeble-minded women, language that, as we'll soon learn, has very personal roots for Garnett. At the orphanage's annual View Day, a wealthy, slightly eccentric couple, Tom and Lucille Heidelberg, come looking to adopt a baby, but instead fall for Meg and adopt her as a special exception. Garnett tries hard to block it, oddly insistent that Meg specifically must go to the work program, but she's overruled by people with more social pull than she has. Just 3 days after Meg leaves, her mother Charlie shows up at the orphanage, newly released early from the Ellisville colony, where she served a 2-year sentence on a manufactured charge of consorting with a Negro and hitting a police officer. She begs Birdie for help finding her daughter, finally revealing the truth. She never abandoned Meg. She was arrested and locked away. Then comes the gut punch reveal. Charlie tells Birdie that Garnett's husband, Dr. Welty Pittman, is Meg's biological father, the result of an affair when Charlie was 17 and working at that Memphis dance hall before Welty abandoned her. Charlie believes Garnett discovered this and has spent the last 18 months, exactly as long as she's been chairlady, punishing both Charlie and Meg out of pure jealousy and revenge. As horrifying proof of how far Garnett went, Charlie shows Birdie the rope scars circling her wrists from a forced sterilization performed at the state institution. With nowhere else to go, Birdie quietly lets Charlie stay at Idlewild under a cover story, an acquaintance named Charlie helping around the house. Back at Idlewild, Birdie discovers the family is in total freefall. Frances's husband Rory was secretly fired from the bank 3 weeks earlier for reckless investments and never told a soul. The mortgage is overdue by over $2,700, due in just weeks, and the family has barely $36 to their name. Then Rory disappears entirely, having stripped the house of every valuable he could carry: silver, jewelry, paintings, guns, even the radio, and fled, likely toward Jackson or New Orleans. In a moment of raw honesty, Mrs. Tartt confides in Birdie the real reason behind Rory's troubles. He's gay, and as a young man he was subjected to brutal conversion treatments at a New Orleans hospital arranged by his late father, Henry Tartt. It explains so much about his anger and alienation. With no other options, the family sells off most of their furniture to a lowball dealer, Mr. Fauster, for about $2,500, still short of what's owed. And Frances even gives up her engagement ring. The house loses electricity and gas. Through it all, Birdie starts to notice a certain bank examiner named Jack Walsh, who's been sent to evaluate the Tartt's loan, and who keeps finding reasons to talk to her. Meanwhile, Meg settles into her new life at Cottonwood, the Heidelberg family's plantation near Byhalia. Tom is gentle, Yale-educated, and quietly working on a novel. Lucille is glamorous, hard-drinking, and resentful of her wealthy in-laws, matriarch Isabel and patriarch Big Tom. Here's the twist. Tom and Lucille had actually been given $3,000 by Isabel to adopt a baby through a Memphis agency, but instead, on impulse, they adopted Meg and coached her to lie that she came from that same Memphis agency rather than the Oxford orphanage. Meg slowly carves out a life, bonding with Tom over swimming lessons and books like Huckleberry Finn, navigating prickly cousins Gloria and Marybeth, and trying desperately to keep the secret of her real origins. Back in Oxford, Birdie writes a welfare inquiry letter to the Heidelbergs to check on Meg, and it nearly blows everything wide open before Lucille manages to intercept and destroy it. Worse, Birdie runs into Garnett at the post office, who reveals, almost gleefully, that she and the inspector are arranging to use the standard 8-week adoption trial period to pull Meg back to the orphanage on a flimsy, bad apple pretext, just in time to send her to the cannery the moment she turns 12 in January. With time running out and the family desperate for cash to fight for Meg legally, Charlie does something drastic. While Mrs. Tartt and Frances are away in Jackson genuinely searching for the missing Rory, Charlie secretly transforms Idlewild into a brothel disguised as a dance club, complete with a respectable front of dime-a-dance lessons, sodas, and cigarettes. Birdie is furious when she discovers Charlie's ledger of tricks income and initially tries to shut the whole thing down. But when Garnett confirms that Meg really is being sent back to the orphanage, Birdie reverses course. They need money and leverage fast. She negotiates to run the legitimate front side of the business on the condition she takes a full financial share, since, as Charlie bluntly puts it, you can't trust someone who isn't all the way in. Through a newspaper catcall ad, they assemble an unforgettable crew. Flossie, an aging ex-prostitute with false teeth and endless one-liners. Ruby, volatile and scarred but fiercely loyal. Identical twins Trixie and Dixie, circus performers fleeing an abusive man. The glamorous, mysterious Esmeralda, who dreams of escaping to Paris. And Virginia, an aspiring female doctor who sets up a makeshift STD testing clinic in the cellar to keep every girl safe. Add in Mr. Binney and his ragtag band on music duty, and opening night is a total flop. One terrified teenager shows up, dances once, and bolts. But that's about to change in a big way. When Ole Mrs. Homecoming weekend rolls around, business explodes overnight. Help arrives from an unexpected place, too. Mrs. Tartt's longtime maids, Picador and Polly, quietly catch on to what's really happening and keep right on working, and keep right on being paid, no questions asked. Then the local competition, Priscilla's brothel, gets violently raided by the sheriff at the public urging of none other than Garnett Pittman in her role as the new Anti-Vice League president. The newspaper photo of women being dragged away in handcuffs is horrifying, and it instantly makes the Calamity Club the only game in town for 60 miles. But it also means the danger is very real. A mysterious car starts watching the house at night, and Sheriff Porter makes it clear he already knows more than he's letting on. In her personal life, Birdie's romance with Jack hits a wall. His ex-wife is pushing for reconciliation for their teenage son's sake, and in a moment of painful honesty, Birdie writes Jack a letter ending things, revealing that childhood illness left her unable to have children. Then, in a quiet, devastating scene, Dr. Welty Pittman shows up at the club, not to expose them, but to deliver terrible news. Tom Heidelberg has died, and Isabel wants Meg sent back to the orphanage immediately. So what happened to Tom? After a tense family dinner, Lucille, drunk and reeling from accusations about the failed adoption, tears into Tom's unfinished novel, calling it plagiarized and unreadable, and then methodically lists every way she believes he's failed. In real estate, sales, farming, even flunking out of Yale after only 2 semesters. She drives the knife in deepest with one line, that he told his own parents how proud they'd be when his big advance check came through. That night, Tom wanders the yard, drunk, singing softly, gentle as ever with Meg even in his unraveling state. The next morning, he takes the rowboat out to the middle of the lake where he taught Meg to swim, and doesn't come back. It's one of the most heartbreaking turns in the book, told through Meg's eyes with real tenderness, as she struggles to understand losing the only person in that house who was ever truly kind to her. In the aftermath, Meg is left essentially alone with Lucille, who spirals into grief, anger, and near-constant drinking. Meg even creates a darkly funny drunkenness color wheel, using leftover crayons just to track Lucille's moods and stay safe. Things come to a head when Lucille, drunk, nearly burns the house down while reading Tom's manuscript by candlelight and accidentally burns Meg with a cigarette. Eventually, Isabel Heidelberg discovers just how bad things have become. Hidden liquor bottles, a near fire, a child not enrolled in school. In one of the book's most emotional scenes, she tells Meg plainly that none of this is her fault, cuts Lucille off with a check and a stack of cash, and decides Meg will be sent back to the Oxford orphanage, directly into Garnett's waiting hands. Back in Oxford, Frances, of all people, wakes Birdie before dawn with urgent news. Garnett is on her way to Byhalia to personally collect Meg and bring her back. The 2 sisters race to the orphanage first, hoping to head Garnett off, and find her there with Welty in tow. In a tense confrontation, Birdie reveals, loudly, in front of the notorious gossip Prip, that Welty has been secretly visiting Charlie at Idlewild, all but exposing the affair and Meg's true parentage to the whole town. Garnett, cornered, nearly slips and says Meg belongs to M, before catching herself. For the first time in the entire book, Welty stands up to his wife, asserts his legal authority over Meg's custody, and hands Birdie the file himself. The story then cuts to Meg, sitting on the Heidelberg's front steps with her packed bag, dreading the car she assumes is coming to take her back to the orphanage. Instead, a car pulls up, and it's Charlie. After everything, the sterilization, the lies, the years apart, mother and daughter are finally, truly reunited. In the end, the Calamity Club closes its doors after that final homecoming weekend, having made enough money to change everyone's lives. Mrs. Tartt's mortgage turns out to have been quietly forgiven already, thanks to a decision made by Jack, who's about to become the new bank president and stay in Oxford, giving him and Birdie a real shot at a future together. Every woman in that house walks away with something. Esmeralda heads for Paris and the woman she loves. Flossie and Ruby plan a fresh start in Chicago. Virginia is bound for medical school up north. And Charlie and Meg, finally reunited, have both the money and, more importantly, each other to build a life far from Mississippi and far from Garnett Pittman. Stockett pairs this story with a sobering author's note about Mississippi's real 1928 sterilization law, which targeted not just disabled people, but anyone deemed promiscuous, disproportionately poor women and women of color, along with the real history of the so-called American plan. It's a reminder that the cruelty driving the story isn't exaggerated for fiction. It's drawn straight from the historical record. If you love this mix of dark history, found family, sharp humor, and characters who will absolutely break your heart and make you laugh in the very same chapter, The Calamity Club is out now and well worth picking up. Let me know in the comments which character hit you hardest. My money's on Flossie. See you in the next video.